So you send your kids to school, right? They have picture day, they get their photos taken, you put in your phone number, your address, your email, hoping to get some nice pictures of your kid at school. Most schools around the country actually use this company, Lifetouch. You know who's in charge of that company? This guy. Leon Black, with serious ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Evidence in the new batch of files dropped on the DOJ. The one email chain accuses him of raping a minor, but he was never charged. Now, Lifetouch is the biggest school picture company in America, and this guy was in charge of it. Photographing millions of kids every year attached to personal data. Schools all over the U.S. are now canceling Picture Day. This company has come out and it said Lifetouch does not and has never provided images to any third party. Sure, but you want to know something crazy? Even crazier, actually. You know who his son is? Senate-confirmed CEO of the U.S. International Development Finance Corporation in this administration. Vicky Ward, investigative journalist and visiting fellow at the University of Oxford, who has followed this case intimately. These revelations are insane.
They are, Carl. They are, Carl. You know, Donald Trump a while ago, when asked about, you know, when it was reported he met with Marjorie Taylor Greene, her accounting of that meeting said that Trump said he wasn't a fan of the Epstein files release because it could hurt friends of his. And the friends of his that I keep wondering about are indeed Leon Black and his son, Ben Black. It isn't just the relationship with this child photograph company. There's much more. Bloomberg has just put out a breaking story that has to do with Leon Black and the IRS and Jeffrey Epstein coming in and being a sort of fixer, him giving thousands, millions of dollars to mistresses that Epstein introduced him to, foreigners, the IRS coming in, trying to audit them, and sort of Epstein playing this middleman, which might explain something that has puzzled me for a very long time. Leon Black was paid Jeffrey Epstein $158 million for what he claimed Leon Black said was tax advice. Now, Jeffrey Epstein was not a trained accountant, nor was he a trained lawyer. As we know, he didn't even graduate college. So what really was that $158 million for?
Well,
I think, you know, the money trail is just as important as the sex crimes trail, because in all the years of reporting on Jeffrey Epstein that I've done, there was never any sex.
Yeah, Vicky, we can't even get all the files together. So, like, the money train is something the DOJ should be following. You know,
100%.
And I mean, the crazy thing is like the left opened this whole Pandora's box because they thought it got Trump, and it turns out Trump hasn't done anything by these files. But here's another thing, and someone who probably needs to resign immediately is Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett. Now, she was the one who was texting Epstein during a congressional hearing in 2019. She's all over these files, planning visits to the island, and even one of her staffers begging for fundraising money in 2014, telling Epstein, quote, he would have a friend in Stacey because Stacey's Democrat primary opponent was working against Epstein. She said something to the effect that she would protect him.
Yeah, I've read that email. It's not a good email. Right, no. But it's not from, in fairness, it's not from Plaskett herself, right? It's from this intermediary.
Yes.
This is exactly what the people on both sides of the political aisle who wanted these files open feared, right? The idea that there is a sort of hidden deep state, call it what you will, a hidden system going on that does corrupt our politics.
Yeah, here's another one. Goldman Sachs, the general counsel of Goldman Sachs, has stepped down, not effective immediately, but after her name appeared all over the Epstein files. Kathleen Rumler referred to him as Uncle Jeffrey and bragged about their friendship in several emails. Now, Epstein called her the night he was arrested in 2019, according to notes taken by law enforcement officers. He also listed her as a backup executor of a version of his will, including in the documents. But this is the person, okay, this is my problem. This is the person who decides ethics for that whole bank on how much you can accept in gifts and all this, but also what nobody's talking about. She was, there she is, you'll see, wait for it, and boom, she was Barack Obama's White House counsel in charge of vetting his entire cabinet.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Carl, she is one of the most, I think, shocking revelations of this Epstein dump. And I've been saying for weeks now, even before this latest dump came out, the previous emails email exchanges I'd read the last go round didn't look great for her. I mean, this go round, it's appalling, the stuff she writes to Jeffrey Epstein, because she clearly knew all about the sex crime. She gives him advice on one instance. She tells him that he can probably get one of the young women who's accusing him into a quote unquote perjury trap.
Yeah.
She's giving him legal advice. How she could possibly stay on as general counsel at Goldman Sachs was beyond me. And I'm not surprised that in the end she had to go.
Vicky, keep digging. You've been doing a great job bringing all this stuff out, so we appreciate it.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on Newsmax.